If you thought we pissed people off with Jordan Peterson, whew, now we're really making people upset. Ben Shapiro. Roll the intro music.
Don't believe the lies, deceit. I can be more.
Alright everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction with Alex Hefner here. If you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd be more than happy for you to do that, as would your own gooch, as it will get tickled. Not by me, of course, metaphorically, most likely. Anyway. Who knows? I don't know where this is going. Anyway, let's get to the reason you clicked on this video in the first place. Guys, we got Congresswoman tries to call Ben Shapiro racist, regrets it immediately. This is gonna be a good one. It's got Ben Shapiro in it, it's about race. Bring on the hate comments. But nonetheless, we're just gonna be checking it out from an argument perspective, and let's go, man. Link to the original video will be down below in the description. Y'all make sure to check it out if you want to, and to give you a little bit of context. I myself am an attorney, not really practicing right now, but past the bar. There you go. I like arguments. Most likely, both of them will say stupid things. Let's see.
Mr. Shapiro, you talked about white privilege, and just this week,
Oh,
I
no.
had a conversation.
Is she? Oh God, she's already. This is just the dude. This is the perfect setup for anything just volatile to happen. She's a black woman. Ben Shapiro's Ben Shapiro. She's bringing up white privilege.
White privilege.
Oh, we're starting this over. Jesus Christ.
Mr. Shapiro, you talked about white privilege, and just this week, I had a conversation with Rachel Lazar, who's done some work, a Jewish American woman who's done some work on this area, as well as having extensive conversations with Dr. Greg Parks of Wake Forest University, who's also talked quite a bit about critical race theory. And it's my understanding that white privilege is not telling individuals that they cannot speak.
Real quick, critical race theory. If you don't know what that is, go do some research. Seriously, you need to know.
But it is a term for societal privilege that individuals have as a benefit of their white skin. And I don't think that, and I think universities would be remiss to then say that because you're white, you're not allowed to say anything that's critical of white people. I didn't know that white privilege actually went into that sphere. My understanding is it's just, and the issue is that white privilege makes people uncomfortable to talk about the societal privilege that they have.
Well,
Okay, so she's setting forth the premise that there is a white privilege. Whether you agree with that or disagree with that, it doesn't matter to me. We're just setting the stage, okay? She's teeing it up for him.
Bitch, I'm teed up.
This is something that Ben Shapiro talks about, I believe, a lot, just from reading the comments of the previous reactions that we've done, so fuck, man, let's see.
to me, what I say on campuses all the time is if you want to cite instances of racism that we can all find and fight together, that's something that I am more than willing to stand next to you and fight, because that's obviously stuff that we should fight together. But when you just say that there is a white privilege out there in the ether and that by dint of birth your skin color generates for you an advantage, what you're really saying to people is that your view is less valuable because you have not experienced what I've experienced. And that is an identity argument, that's a character argument, that's not a rational political argument that can actually be taken on in any way. It's more of a cudgel and a club than it is an attempt to open a discussion.
Well, I think it's a demonstrable evidence that through society's demographics that being white has societal privileges that being black does not. But
we can talk about how that manifests, because that's
I'm
more
also
interesting,
interested in what you just said now, is that you would stand next to anyone who has this. So, Mr. Shapiro, my question to you is, for Ms. Dunstan, the tying the noose around the campus and writing messages that target African-American young students, would you consider that hate speech, and then would you stand next to her and fight for her?
As I say, I would.
that?
This is the first I'm hearing about it, honestly. But
Really?
Yeah. But from hearing about it, maybe because it's local. I mean, I'm from LA. But in any case, I'm more than happy to stand alongside her and fight whatever group was responsible for this. Not only more than happy. I mean, you're talking about the alt-right. Again, I was the #1 target of anti-Semitic harassment from the alt-right last year.
Thank you.
I'm more than happy to do all that. And I think there's one more distinction that has to be made. When we talk about cases like Taylor's, they're horrific, and the administration is siding with Taylor. The administration is doing the right thing by Taylor, or trying to do the right thing by Taylor, as they should be. And I think that we need to make a distinction between cases where the administration is actively participating in the suppression of speech and cases in which the administration is trying to do the right thing in order to punish people for application of crime.
Wow, okay. So argumentatively, right, Ben Shapiro maintained composure. He was very stoic throughout that. If there was any implication on her part of any racism towards Ben Shapiro, or saying that Ben Shapiro is racist in any form or fashion, he did a very good job of maintaining his composure, and I respect that 100%, right? That was very cordial. I like that back and forth. It was good discussion. Whatever their viewpoints were, it was respectful. Not in terms of what's being said, in terms of tonality and everything of that sort. Now, I know both sides of this, right? I know that people will say that white privilege is a huge thing, and you have an inherent advantage by being a white person in society nowadays. I also understand the other side of the argument where people are saying, yeah, imagine living in a world or a country where people decide if you're racist or prejudiced based on the color of your skin and the way you look, okay? So it's like, it's not right. To look at racism in the sense that it is only directed towards black people is a misjudgment and a mischaracterization of racism in the day and age that we're living in. I know that a lot of people would see this video and say that, well, she seems to be in a position of power and she seems to be basically telling somebody who they are and what they feel. That essentially could be a form of privilege as well, right? So there are outliers. It's so stupid just to categorize and group in and just to overgeneralize an issue like race, prejudice, and racism. You cannot just generalize those things. Political discussion is good. Discourse is good. Damn it, just be respectful about it. And I mean, maybe some people would say that her first mistake was trying to debate Ben Shapiro in the first place. Other people are gonna say that,
Ben Shapiro's good at saying a lot, but not saying anything at the same time.
like, whatever you think about these people, someone's gonna think the opposite. I mean, there's that. I don't even really know where I'm going with this. Nonetheless, interesting stuff, okay? I do really like checking these videos out, so if you want me to check out any more Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, anything of the like, drop them down below in the comments. And with that being said, keep smiling, keep being yourself, don't let anybody throw shade at you. I will see you tomorrow. That's a motherfucking factor. Yeah, I love y'all more than anything. Discourse is good. Peace!